Welcome to Movie Life Crisis. Join us as we watch the best movies from 30 years ago.
Sleepless in Seattle is hilarious.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. What women are looking for. Pecs and a cute butt.
One of the year's best films.
Some kid calls a phone-in radio show and says that his dad needs a new wife.
A 10. It's magic wraps around your heart.
I want to meet you.
Make it #1 on your must-see summer movie list.
She could be a crazy, sick lunatic. Didn't you see Fatal Attraction?
Sleepless in Seattle.
So how's my butt? Not bad.
Rated PG. Starts Friday at a theater near you.
It's magic wraps around your heart. For some reason, that doesn't make me want to see it. That sounds like I'm going to die.
Doesn't make me want to watch it at all.
All right. Movie Life Crisis, Season 3, Episode 11. What movie is this? Sleepless in Seattle.
11.
Sleepless in
Episode
Seattle.
11. I can't believe it.
How did it happen?
How did we get this
Time
far?
really flies.
Time funds when you're having flies.
We're getting so big. I have a toddler, so I say that like every 2 days. Your buddy, you're getting so big.
So big. So big.
Mainly when I'm carrying him.
When there was only one set of wet footprints on the floors when I carried you from the bath.
Oh, man. Sleepless in Seattle. We're entering the stretch of, what do they call it in baseball when all of the good hitters are coming up? The heart of the lineup or something like
Boring.
that? Boring. I know. We've done so many baseball movies. I should know that.
Yeah, I should know this because I have to hear it from the people I work with who love baseball. And what's the other stuff that sounds like loathe? I don't like baseball at all. Dude, I'm trying. I told them this season I'm going to give it a shot.
We went to one of the minor league games last week, and it was great. Oh, sorry, the hot dog was great. And
hot dog.
By the time like the 7th pitch went out, we went home, and that was awesome. Because the freaking game started 6:35, and 6:45 is when we start getting Wolf ready for bed. So we had a tiny little window in there,
Right.
where he's like having a blast, and then the fireworks go off during the national anthem, and he's like, "All right, I had enough." And I'm like, "I'm with you, buddy. Let's go."
And cut. I've already had my nachos. I'm out.
And then for 3 straight days, he went baseball game, fireworks, baseball game, fireworks. I was like, I know, they were super loud. I wasn't expecting that.
Dude, and the idea of baseball, I really like. But man, I just...
So anyway, the point is that we're entering the part of our lineup that's whatever in the baseball game, the meat of the lineup, let's pretend that's it, where all of the good stuff happens at once. We got like Jurassic Park and The Fugitive, and this is one of those movies. And so was Sandlot, by the way, speaking of baseball.
Right.
We're getting into the heart of the lineup, the meat of the lineup. Someone's going to tell us what the answer.
ham.
Will probably knows that. I feel like
The
he's gonna know.
marbled ham.
Yeah.
Of the lineup.
The cured marbled meat, smoked ham, part of the lineup. Sleepless in Seattle, Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan, Bill Pullman, Rob Reiner, Rita Wilson.
Great cast.
Great cast. Directed and written by Nora Ephron, who is like one of the titans of romantic comedy. Did When Harry Met Sally, did Sleepless in Seattle, did You've Got Mail.
I didn't realize all the stuff she had done.
I hadn't seen this movie in a really long time. I think I kept telling Wendy, I was like, every time something would happen, I would think that the next thing that was going to happen, it's actually from You've Got Mail. Like, I've seen that one a lot more.
I'm the other way around. I've seen this one more.
Yeah, so I kept going like, oh, do they not meet until the freaking last scene of this movie? Yeah, that can't be right. I kept going, surely they're about to do, no, that's You've Got Mail. And sure enough, they don't meet until the last scene of the movie.
Yeah. Pretty weird because they had really good chemistry.
Yeah.
For not being on the screen at the same time.
Yeah, you'd think if you put Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan in a romantic comedy together, you'd want to make sure they were on screen before the credits ran, but they did not in this one. And damn if it didn't work, because it made piles and piles of money.
Yeah, it worked out great. Worked out really great.
Yeah, let's do synopsis.
Sleepless in Seattle is a 1993 romantic comedy drama. It tells the story of a widowed architect. Sam Baldwin, played by Tom Hanks, who moves to Seattle with his son Jonah after his wife's funeral. Sam and Jonah live on a houseboat. Sam hears Annie Reed speak about her heartbreak on the radio. No, scratch that. That's wrong. Didn't check that. See that? It says Sam hears Annie speak about heartbreak on the radio.
See, and this is why AI is not taking all of our jobs.
It's not going to take it over. Yeah. Annie, along with hundreds of other women, writes Sam letters about meeting in person. It's directed by Nora Ephron, and it's inspired by the 1957 romance film, An Affair to Remember.
But, Affair to Remember is pretty good, but I think I prefer the Tracy Jordan remake of Affair to Remember Black.
Oh, Jack Donaghy. I love you, Jackie D.
Jackie D, I'm gonna make you a mixtape. You like Phil Collins?
I have 2 ears and a heart,
2
don't
ears
I?
and a heart, don't I? Dude, have you seen An Affair to Remember?
Yeah, actually, I did. I have a story about that.
All right.
So, do you want to hear it?
Do you want
now?
to tell it now, or do you want to? Should we wait until we get back to 1957 on the Patreon? So what is that? Another 32 years?
No, the first time I saw this movie, I don't remember. But I do remember that I was dating a girl that I wanted to watch this movie, and remember in my apartment how I had all of those DVDs. Like I had everything. It was like alphabetized and stuff. Yeah. So like she was like, "Oh, Affair to Remember. Why don't we watch that next?" And I was like, "Okay." And I was like, "Oh crap, I don't have that." And I had to actually go and find it and buy it, and it was like $19 at Best Buy, and I was mad that I had to buy it.
Yeah.
So yes, I have seen that.
I have not. I don't feel like I'm missing out. Should I go watch it?
If you want to know, there's a lot of similarities between the two movies,
Yeah.
and all of the parts that everybody always quotes is in the movie we just watched. So I feel like you could maybe skip it, but if it comes on and you got extra time, maybe just watch it.
Yeah, totally. I just you say that like every 2 episodes, like, yeah, if it's on. I'm like, what do you mean if it's on? Nothing ever comes on that I don't choose myself and press play on. That's where I'm living.
But then you get stuck watching the same things over and over. You don't ever just hit shuffle on your music thing and just say, "Play me something new."
Well, no, I don't like people picking my stuff. I pick it all. Occasionally, I might go.
How do you ever branch out and learn new stuff?
I don't, and I'm very happy that way. That's why we're doing a podcast about movies that I've been watching for 30 years. No, sometimes the Chromecast, Google will go like, "Hey, here's a movie you might like," and I go, "All right, I'll give it a shot."
Yeah, it's been doing that a lot for us.
Yeah.
But we just added Tubi to the Chromecast. So now it's like, "Do you want to watch Transmorphers?" And I was like, "What the hell is that?" Turns out it's like a B-grade version of Transformers. And it's not good at all.
Transformers is the B-grade version of Transformers.
Yeah. The first Transformers was
The
really
first
good.
Transformers fantastic.
Now we're on Transformers 19.
Yeah, now we're on like Transformers 35, where Michael Bay just he's asleep in the director's chair while CGI guys are doing stuff.
Just blowing stuff up.
He's like, let me know when the whole planet explodes. We're going to put that in towards the end of the movie. All right, so yeah, this movie, Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan, Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson's not in this.
Oh, right on. Mel Gibson's in this.
They're star-crossed lovers, except he doesn't know she exists, and she's stalking him from across the country like a totally normal person.
Yeah,
and then,
totally normal.
And then people really liked it for some reason. And I really liked it, and I would have told you up until I watched it 2 days ago that I really liked it. And then I watched it, and the whole time I was going, this movie's good. And then the further on we got, I kept going, well, this is problematic.
No,
That
I
seems
liked
weird.
it.
Why did they do that? Why didn't no
I
one
can't
tell
wait to
me?
talk about this then.
I'm not like upset. I wasn't like ready to go pick it. Like no one should watch
Right.
Sleepless in Seattle. I'm not trying to cancel it. I don't care. But
Yeah.
I was going, man, is this the first ever recorded instance of cyber stalking? Like she went into a freaking LexisNexis database and was looking him up. That's so
Yeah,
weird.
of course. She has access to that. You're not going to use all of your stuff you have access to. You got to use every single bit of intel you could possibly grab.
I was on some of the dating apps years ago before I met my wife, and I remember I matched with someone, and we were just like chatting a little bit, and like I think we got to the point where we were like texting each other, and she like went up and like friended me on Facebook, and like found out that we had one mutual friend, and had reached out to that mutual friend to ask about me, and had like found my music and was talking to me about that, and I was like, all right, this is all super weird. You shouldn't do any of those things.
But what are you supposed to do? Just learn it all naturally as you talk about it?
Yeah, I think that's the idea, is to not go like hire a private investigator to take pictures of a guy that you don't know and then decide like maybe you want to fly out to his houseboat and like cross the road and say hello to him and then leave and go back to Baltimore.
Yeah. No, it's definitely weird.
Like, dude, she was literally in a trench coat peering around the side of a building watching him play in the sand with his son. That is horrifying.
Yeah, but it's Meg
Didn't
Ryan.
you see Fatal Attraction?
Everybody was like, all right.
No, you wouldn't let me. Well, I saw it.
And it scared the hell out of every man in America.
But anyway, Sleepless in Seattle, one of the best romantic comedies of all time, as you can tell. $21 million budget, $228 million gross, number 5 movie on the year. This thing was huge. I mean, 10x the budget. Nora Ephron and Meg Ryan did When Harry Met Sally. Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan did Joe versus the Volcano. This is like a great supporting cast, a great ensemble, great music, great direction. Everything is really well done.
Absolutely.
I just think the story 30 years later is like, you can't be wearing a trench coat, peering around a corner at a guy and his kid when you don't know them. That's not a good look.
This is my question. If you think that people right now that are just starting to date don't go and Facebook stalk each other, you're crazy.
No, I know they do, but I think there are some. You meet somebody and you type their name into Google to make sure they don't have any felonies. Yeah, no problem. You hire a private investigator to go take pictures of them and then send you those pictures. Yeah. That's next level.
I'm not saying it doesn't sound weird, but you can't Facebook look at pictures back in 1993. You had to hire a private investigator.
Did you though? Did you have to hire a private investigator? Because I was alive in 93 and I never did that.
Well, I know, but you also you weren't dating somebody from across the country. I'm saying
she wasn't dating him. She didn't know him.
You know what I mean?
No, they're not the same. That's why it's important. This is a total stranger that she hired a professional to go spy on and then flew out to spy on him in person. Like, that is super fucking creepy. I don't care if it's Meg Ryan.
Meg Ryan does make it easier to watch, though.
Meg Ryan's great.
Meg Ryan.
The rule of thumb is, if you want to know whether something is creepy, is you flip the genders. If it was a man wearing a trench coat spying on a single mother and her kid while they're playing on the beach, like peering around a corner after having hired a private investigator because he heard her talk on a radio show, everybody would be like, that guy needs to be locked away because he's scary and he's going to murder someone.
Absolutely.
But it's like Meg Ryan does, like, it's so sweet. She just really fell for him. That's destiny right there.
So the cutoff is the private investigator. That's where it should stop. You could still do the computer stalking through the orange text and the...
If she's a writer and she has access to a database and she wants to type the guy's name into it, I'm not saying I'm upset about that, but I also don't think it's sweet. I think it's creepy. But when you hire a private investigator, and then after the private investigator, she flies out there, following him around in a trench coat and spy on him.
Not disagreeing. That's not crazy. I like how you keep throwing out the trench coat.
I just thought that was so
it's
funny.
A trench coat,
she's
damn it!
literally wearing a trench coat while spying on him. Like, that's
It's
a perfect
fucking
touch.
Seattle. It rains 11 months out of the year there.
I know, but literally, if you're going like, describe to me as creepy a scene as you can, you're like, all right, it's a guy wearing a trench coat. He's peering around the corner. He's watching this mom and her.
Nothing underneath.
Exactly. Dude, number 5 on the year. The movies that this is behind is Jurassic Park, Mrs. Doubtfire, The Fugitive, The Firm. All of those except for The Firm, which we already talked about, are still insanely good.
Right.
Like,
The
the
Firm
top
was
10 for
number
this year is
4?
crazy. The Firm's number 4.
Wow.
And then Indecent Proposal, In the Line of Fire, Pelican Brief, Schindler's List, Cliffhanger. Falls off a little bit in the 6 through 10 range. But the top 5
we're
is
striking
fantastic.
distance. Where does that fall?
Let me see how long I have to scroll. Hang on. I'm going to use Control F, I think, on this one.
That's probably the smart way to do it.
63. We're on 63.
All right. So we mixed 63 and 7 together. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so we averaged out to be in the 30s, which is pretty good.
That ain't bad. Yeah, dude, I'm totally with you. It's creepy. I'm not saying it's not, but I'm saying
I'm not saying that I thought it was creepy anytime prior to 2023, but I think when you watch it now, it's hard not to have that thought where it's if Kat died and you took your kids and moved to Seattle and you were telling me that a woman from Baltimore had fallen in love with you through the podcast and had hired a private investigator and flown out to spy on you, I wouldn't go like, I'm so excited, man. That sounds like you really have found love and are going to move on. I'd be like, dude, you need to duck and cover. You need to upgrade your security.
Does she look like Meg Ryan in 1993?
Does it matter? That's the thing that sucks, is that it really does matter. If it's someone that's attractive and you're like, that's so sweet. And if it's someone that's not attractive, you're like, call the cops and get them out of here.
Get away from me. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't buy me flowers, Lurch. I hate you.
What if it's Tom Hanks and he's spying on me since it is 2023? Are we good with that? Can I?
Yeah. If it's Tom Hanks, I'm just going to tell you, like, just take one for the team because I want to be close to Tom Hanks. Just pretend like you're super into him for a while. You could do a lot worse than Tom Hanks. I'm telling you right now.
I could do a lot worse than all the things that have ever happened to me. Dude, I'm with you. It's really weird. I'm just letting you know that people nowadays do very close to the same amount of things because it's so much easier now.
I don't think hiring a private investigator and flying cross country, I don't think anyone's going to say that those are normal things to do when you're learning about someone.
They're not. But how else do you make this movie? You just don't.
I don't know how to fix it. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think we're getting way ahead of ourselves. But the reason why the script had a hard time being made is that the studios didn't like that the leads were never on screen together. That's a pretty reasonable criticism from a studio.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, the whole premise doesn't work. She hears the guy's voice. She stalks him. She decides she likes him. She flies across country to spy on him. I don't think you would make that movie.
But she wants to know what happens if she decides to marry the guy with all the allergies and it turns out.
Bill Pullman? You mean
Yeah.
the guy that saves our entire world next year on Independence Day? She should be so lucky. Today we celebrate our Independence Day. He gets in a freaking fighter jet and goes and shoots up some aliens.
Yeah,
That'd be awesome for her.
And his brother falls onto the elevated train track and Sandra Bullock has to save him. I mean, I like Bill Pullman.
I love Bill Pullman. No, I don't think this is a Sleepless in Seattle problem. I think it's a problem with a lot of romantic comedies, and I'm interested to see as we do the podcast how
Yeah, because we both like
society
romantic comedies.
changes. Yeah, because stuff that you would do in the 80s, you wouldn't do in the 90s, and then you wouldn't do it in the 2000s. Like the more we make them now, like romantic comedies, they don't make very many of them, but the ones they do make, they're careful to try and avoid these problems, which I think is kind of cool.
Is that why they aren't making as many romantic comedies anymore? Is because
No,
all of a sudden you're like, oh Christ, we can't have this person fly all the way across the country. They'll get shot with a taser with the stand your ground rule. Like, there's so many different.
These colors don't run. You can't come up on my houseboat. Dude, I don't know why they don't. I mean, I think they don't make them because people don't watch them. I don't think studios are against romantic comedies. I just think they don't sell as well. Even though I watch every time they make one. But I think even You've Got Mail, this is all the same cast of characters, but it's 5 years later. Some of these problems are fixed.
I'm glad you said houseboat too, because we're going to release this right on or right near National Maritime Day. And because he lives on a houseboat, that's the reason I put that here.
Are we dialed in or what? I don't know why.
We got this locked in. Thank you, AI.
No wonder the podcast is blown up. We are locked in.
It's blowing up.
I don't know. It's doing very well. People are listening, and that to me is blowing up. If the number of listeners we had to every episode all crammed into one room to hear us speak, I would be nervous to speak.
I didn't know you had that issue, speaking in front of big crowds.
I mean, if I was just talking to you about Sleepless in Seattle, it'd be fine. If I had to give like a speech about anything important, I would probably be a little nervous.
Tooth decay. It's a problem. I have the exact opposite problem. If you put me in the Superdome, I think I could talk with no problem. If you put me one-on-one with a girl across the table that flew across the country to come visit me
wearing a trench coat.
I would totally be.
You should be nervous if someone flies across the country in a trench coat to meet you. That's a good time to be nervous. Didn't you see Fatal Attraction? All right, let's talk about awards. This thing did.
I did. Oh man, awards. Yes, there's a few awards here. So it won the American Comedy Awards, funniest actress in a leading role, Meg Ryan.
Nice.
The person who she beat. If you're wondering why Tom Hanks didn't win, by the way, he was up against Bill Murray for Groundhog Day, Jack Lemmon for Grumpy Old Men, and Robin Williams for Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, that's a tough category.
Yeah, Robin Williams won that one. On the other hand, Meg Ryan was up against Lily Tomlin in the Beverly Hillbillies.
Nice.
Emma Thompson for Much Ado About Nothing, and Angelica Houston for Addams Family Values. So
a little bit softer of a category there for Meg Ryan.
she had a lot easier. It also won Young Artist Awards. The kid who played Jonah won Best Actor Under 10.
Nice.
But then it was like nominated the Academy Awards Best Screenplay, Best Song. The song was Wink and a Smile with Harry Connick Jr. And then for the BAFTA, agreed. BAFTA won screenplay or nominated for screenplay and score. The Golden Globes, it was Best Actor, Best Actress, both nominated. MTV Movie Awards, Best Female Performance, Best Song. But that song was When I Fall in Love, Celine Dion, Clive Griffin.
Yeah.
And then it says Best On-Screen Duo, Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. They were nominated, but they didn't win, probably because they weren't on screen together.
They were on screen this movie is an hour and 36 minutes, and they were on screen at the hour and 32-minute mark.
Yeah. I could see how you could say that's problematic.
I mean, it wasn't problematic for me watching the movie, but I can see why. Like, it's weird because the whole movie, you don't really feel like they're not on screen. That's what I was going to say.
It's
surprising how well they pulled it off.
What about Serendipity with Cusack and
Kate Beckinsale?
Beckinsale, yeah.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah, but they weren't on the screen together too much either. You know what I'm saying?
No, but I don't think anyone's saying Serendipity is on the level of Sleepless in Seattle.
Oh,
we may be the only people. There's a good chance we're the only people in America today, May 31st, 2023, that have discussed the movie Serendipity.
That's like
there's a pretty reasonable chance that no one else has said, like, you remember Serendipity? Who was in that? We're probably
Jeremy Piven. You're like my fucking oracle, man.
Oh man, I love Jeremy Piven. When's PCU? I think that might be 94.
I don't know.
That's
I like that movie. All right, you want to do sequels and spinoffs?
Yeah, the only thing I had was You've Got Mail, question mark. Not really a sequel, but kind of the same movie.
In 2009, they started a musical adaptation of this movie that was going to premiere. It didn't premiere until 2013 at the Pasadena Playhouse, and then opened in March 2020 in London. But due to COVID, it was like social distancing stuff happened and things like that.
This is a perfect play for social distancing. No one's ever in the same room. They could have just done it all on Zoom.
That's exactly what I put. I put like the COVID pandemic was perfect, and this would probably like resonate with more people. Like more audiences would probably like this when they realize like the only way to talk to somebody is on the phone through a radio host named Dr. Marcia Fieldstone. That's a good name for a doctor, by the way.
That's a
Dr. Marcia Fieldstone. I loved her in that thing I saw her in. What do you mean she's a doctor? Her first name could be Doctor.
Yeah, dude, I don't. I wonder if they changed any of the plot stuff for 2020 when they did this as a play, or if they just like ran it out as is.
I don't know the answer to that.
I feel like you kind of have to, because if you're gonna mount a play in 2020, you can't have people like you just use the internet to find out about someone. Like you have to update it, right?
Right. You can't. I mean, it's also a musical, so man, I don't know.
Do you remember when and where you first saw this movie?
Not the first time, but like I said, I can remember watching it with a girl that I was dating, and she said, "Let's watch Affair to Remember," and I was so pissed because the next day I was like, "Well, I'll just go to Walmart and see if it's in the 550 bin," and it is not. Then it's not on the shelf anywhere, so then I have to go all the way to Best Buy and walk through their aisles until I found it.
Yeah. So your only recollection of this movie is that you had to go buy an Affair to Remember for full price
Because of it, right. What about you?
I don't remember seeing this. I think I watched all these movies on cable, or I rented them, like Harry Met Sally and Sleepless in Seattle, because I definitely didn't see it in the theaters. But I know I watched it when I was in high school.
Do you
but
own
I don't remember
this one on DVD, or did you own this on DVD when you had DVDs?
No, I didn't. Well, I guess I must have at some point. I think I owned every romantic comedy on DVDs, but I don't remember specifically having this one. I know I had You've Got Mail. It may still be at my parents' house, but I don't know about this one.
I can remember, I never actually owned this soundtrack, but I remember liking it. And I remember my mom had it on CD or tape. Tape, I think, actually.
Yeah, dude, soundtrack was great. Peaked at number 1 on the Billboard 200.
Yeah, I could see that. Dude, it was wall-to-wall jams for me.
Where do you rate this?
Dude, I really liked it. I still, even though she's creepy with her trench coat, watching the kids play on the beach, I gave it 9 Jamie dogs.
Man.
Because I enjoyed it that much.
Big number.
I really liked it. Like, I watched the whole thing. Kat walked in as the end was playing, and I wrote a note down to go back to the beginning, and I had forgot. I went back to that part, like 5 minutes into the movie, so I could write something down in my notes, and I ended up watching like another 30 minutes of it. I was like, remember this part? Watch this part coming up. And I almost watched the whole thing again right after it, talking with Kat about it. So
yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
It's really well done, man. Like, it's well written. It's well acted. The ensemble's fantastic. The soundtrack is badass. I just think story-wise, it was taking me out of it, because I kept going like, how could they have thought this was a good idea? And also, I didn't watch it a lot when I was younger, so I don't have a lot of nostalgia for this.
Right, I think that's me.
So, yeah, so I ended up with 6.5 out of 10, which is like the highest I can give a movie before I go to 8.
Right.
That's like the break point for movies that are really good, but not the best.
But not the best.
And it's literally just problematic story that I don't know how you fix. And
so is this a movie you'll never watch again?
No, dude, I would very happily watch it again. Everyone's doing a great job. And I don't care. I mean, it's fictional and it's 30 years old, but
right.
But watching it like critically, which is something I never have done before, thinking about like, I have to talk about this movie, I'm going, man, that seems really like a strange series of choices that all of these people involved with this made. Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just me. I understand what you're saying, and I get that, but I'm looking over my best scenes on my notes and my quotes, and none of them have any of the Meg Ryan stuff in it. So maybe I was so focused on the Sam Baldwin, Tom Hanks version or part of the movie that I didn't even realize she was being creepy. I just really liked him so much. I don't know what it is. I mean, hearing you say that, I understand what you're saying. But like
I know that it's like, I don't want to be like the overly serious, hey man, we got to cancel Sleepless in Seattle. I don't care. I just think it's a strange, because I just always go like, I got to flip the genders around. And if I flip the genders around the whole time, I'm going, man, that's weird. If you were telling me you were doing this to a woman who's got a kid, I'd be like, you can't do any of that. That's super creepy. You're going to get the cops called on you, or you're going to get shot. Like, just
I like how getting shot is a thing. That's how you can tell we do this podcast in America.
Yes, especially in the South.
Boy,
it's just American flag, Jesus holsters all over the place here in Tennessee. Yeah, man. Let's do the best. Let's do the best scenes, because we're like 30 minutes in and we've not even started the podcast really.
Yeah. Let's do it. All right. You go first. I want you to go first.
My first one is the when the kid Jonah calls into the radio show.
Yeah.
Right at the very beginning.
Yeah. Calls Dr. Marsha Fieldstone.
Yeah, he calls Dr. Laura Schlesinger. And it's just like, it's like Christmas Eve or something, right? And he's like, my dad needs a new wife. And this is, I guess, in the day of syndicated national radio, he gets on the phone.
Right.
And she's just like, put your dad on the phone. And he picks up his freaking cordless phone that's like giant. He pulls out the metal telescoping antenna. I
remember, I was thinking it was the corded phone. I thought he was like holding the phone
he had
with
the
one hand.
One. I thought maybe that was a different port. There's a lot of phones in this movie.
No, there was a cordless phone. He did that in the, remember when he called to get the date and she kept filling in all the spots? Yeah.
And all the phones said AT&T on them, product placement.
Yeah, of course they did.
And dude, he's explaining to the doctor why he doesn't want another wife and why he really liked his original wife that died. And man, he's just so good. Tom Hanks. He's my favorite actor, and he's just, I think it's just that ability he has to be like really sweet and believable and likable, and also be really freaking hilarious, like in the same 30, 40 seconds. Yeah,
and he's also real. Like, feels like he was that person. Like, one of the quotes I had, and it was it's a bonus quote, but the quote where Dr. Marsha Fieldstone says, tell me why your wife was or what was so special about your wife? And he was like, well, how long is your program? It's a million tiny little things. And when you add them up, it meant we were supposed to be together. And the whole, like, when I very first touched her and it was like coming home, only to no home I've ever known. Like, dude, that whole thing.
Yeah.
He told me he was like delivering that shit. And I believed it. Like, I felt so bad for Rita Wilson. She died. I felt it in my heart. But no, he's a really good actor.
Well, and apparently he had some problems with the script with Nora Ephron during the filming of this movie, because he didn't like a lot of the material that he was supposed to deliver. And I'm like, man, he had a bunch of killer lines. I wonder what his problem was, or I wonder if he was able to work with her and fix it and then,
fix those. Yeah, I don't know.
And then he's like happy with it now. But that was like one of the stories about the production, is that he didn't like his material. I was like, dude, his material was great. He was crushing it.
Yeah, he definitely crushed it. But when has he not? Like, we should come up with the top 5 worst Tom Hanks movies, and I bet they're still friggin' bangers.
Yeah, I'm sure. I honestly feel like they're all from the last 15 years, where it's like he's really serious and he's in World War II.
Yeah.
And I'm sure those are great. I just don't watch them because they don't seem like that much fun to me.
Saving Ryan's Privates. Yeah, I've seen it.
No, that one's great. But I mean, like what's the one where he does the Bridge of Spies and with Spielberg? I'm sure those are very good. I just didn't watch them.
The Bridge to Terabithia. No, that's not right.
Tapestry of Spies.
Road to Perdition.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah.
All right, what's your first scene?
All right, my first one is Rob Reiner and Tom Hanks are talking, and they're at lunch, and they're talking about the tiramisu.
Great.
And then it's like they're talking, and they're talking about how Tom Hanks doesn't know what's going on anymore, and who invites who to dinner, and how it goes, and stuff like that. And Rob Reiner's like, oh, and don't forget tiramisu. He's like, what's tiramisu? Oh, you'll find out. well, what is it? You'll see. Well, some woman's going to want me to do it to her, and I'm not going to know what it is. He's like, no, don't worry about it. You'll love it. Dude, that sounds like some crap that we would do to each other. Like, just not telling somebody the full thing and just letting them try to figure it out. I love that.
It's fantastic. And dude, Rob Reiner is exactly the same. He's just like, he's got all his little quips and his one-liners. He's got the exact same hairline as he does now, except it's like salt and pepper. So he's like bald, but he's got the hair around the back.
Yeah.
But now it's still kind of black in this movie. But otherwise, he's exactly the same.
Him and his dad are fantastic. I like both of them.
and he's doing this stuff like just pecs and a cute butt. That's all women want. And they're like walking down the street, and Hanks is like, "Do I have a cute butt?" And Rob Reiner starts looking at him. He's like, "I don't know. Are we grading on the curve?" That's such a Rob Reiner line.
Yeah, that is a fantastic line. Yeah, those kind of lines are perfect for him. Perfect for him. What's your second one?
My second one is when Tom Hanks asks the woman out on the phone.
Oh yeah, and she keeps. He's like, "What do you think?"
Because you only hear one side of the conversation, and I don't know what it is, man. It may be that swingers has just really ruined me for people asking people out on the phone. But every time I see a scene like that, I'm like, this is awesome. And it might also be because I remember those days.
Yeah,
I didn't do it a lot because it was terrifying. I would much rather just like go right up to someone, blurt all the words out in person, and then turn and sprint away. But he's like, he hasn't been on a date since the freaking Carter administration.
Yeah,
and he's like, yeah, hey, this is from the. I was thinking we would what Friday? Yeah. So I've heard that place is good.
Yeah.
7:30. Okay,
man.
so I'll see. Like he didn't freaking say anything.
Meet you there. Okay, great. Yeah, meet you there. Sure. Yeah, he killed it. You think somebody's on the other side for filming that so he can like react, or he just?
I don't know. I always wonder about that. I think for a lot of phone conversations where there really is a back and forth, there probably is for timing. But I think for this one, I think he just did. I think he just does it. Like
the Uncle Buck thing where he's like, but I said, and you said that, and we were good. But I thought, but you said, Yeah, I'm glad you said Jimmy Carter administration, because that was my next quote is right before the tiramisu part when they're talking. He's like, when's the last time you were out there? He's like, Jimmy Carter, 1978. He's like, yeah, things are a little different now. First, you have to be friends. You have to like each other. Then you neck. This could go on for years. Dude, I could picture friggin' Billy Crystal giving that line. Then you have tests. Then you get to do it without a condom. Good news is you get to split the check. He's like, oh, I don't think I can let a woman pay for dinner. He's like, great. They'll throw a parade in your honor. You'll be man of the year in Seattle Magazine. Dude, I don't know. Rob Reiner was killing it in that section, and I loved it.
He was fantastic. Yep.
I like both of those.
Is that your next scene?
I guess I guess I was putting those two as different scenes, but they're the same scene. So that's on me. My fault.
All right, what's your next one?
All right, so it also has Rob Reiner in it. It's right before that, not right before that, but before that, when that old lady or the lady, I say old, the lady comes to talk about how she wants to get a new refrigerator. And Tom Hanks is her architect, and Rob Reiner is his
something.
I don't know.
Contractor.
Manager.
Yeah, they're building some woman's house.
Right. And she wants to get a new refrigerator, and they have to change the walls, and it's a load-bearing wall. So they're trying everything to get her to say never mind about the new refrigerator. And she was like, and I was just thinking, if I have a party, I will never be able to fit my platters, and I love to fit my platters right into the fridge. So I want to get a Sub-Zero. He's like, I don't know, this is load-bearing. And then Tom Hanks is like, yeah, we'll have to redo all these cabinets and everything. And then the other guy, there's a third guy there, and he's like, yep, we'll have to push it back. It'll be, 2, 3. And then Rob Reiner's like 6 or 8. And then Tom Hanks is like 12 weeks. It'll be 12 weeks. And she still says yes, and they're all freaking mad. That whole interaction, like, I enjoyed how people have to deal with shitty customers. I don't know why. Like when people are stupid, really shitty on the internet, and people film them arguing with other people that are at their job, and stuff happens. I really like it. So I enjoyed that. That's the other scene.
Yeah, my third scene is when Meg Ryan is writing the letter initially with Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh yeah,
Rosie O'Donnell, she's freaking fantastic. I love her. And that thing that I saw her in. She's great. I'm so happy she's in this. She's Meg Ryan's best friend, and Meg Ryan hears Tom Hanks on the radio along with thousands and thousands of other people and decides that he's awesome, and she's going to write him a letter. Yeah. And she's also like a reporter or a writer or something, so she's able to find out all the information, how to get in touch with him.
Yeah.
And she's going to write a letter to him, and then Rosie O'Donnell's helping, and she's going like, you got to be careful because that tree branch fell, and that's how I got divorced.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you never told me you got divorced because of a tree branch. She's like, yeah, it's like the tree trimmer guy. She's like, hey, you fell in love with a tree trimmer guy? She's like, I did not say love.
I never said love. Dude, that whole scene too, if you look in the background, there's the decor is friggin' god awful. There's like this wooden framed, like with fabric in the middle partition. And then there's like plates along the wall, and the wall is bright pink.
Yeah, decorative NFC East plates, commemorative plates, or NASCAR or something.
Yeah, dude, they were floral pattern plates, and they were horrible. But I will say the part I did like about that is it looked like somebody lived at that house.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, you see like, especially the sitcoms where it's just like the three walls kind of sitcoms where the TV is down at the bottom of the screen and like there's a table there. Like it's always like super clean and it's never dirty unless it's supposed to be. And like there was just like random books and shit all over and like papers.
Yeah, there was clutter all over there. And I think probably because they shot in real locations, they're probably actually. I mean, I'm sure that's all set dressing, so they do it on purpose. But
right.
Yeah, they definitely all those places looked like they were lived in.
I like that. I don't know why.
Like
That's
too.
the kind of stuff I noticed that. But
I want to know when we're going to go back to the point in time where people decide that like plates need to be flat, hung on a wall, where everyone can look at them.
I like just eating off of them, if that's all right. Speaking of which, there's some Cornell maybe plate. No, that doesn't sound right. Is that a thing? I don't know. They had like golden butterflies all along the edge. And I saw a thing on Reddit and it was like, hey, if you remember eating off these plates, the boomers in your life might be cognitively going downhill because of these plates, because they were lined with lead. And the ones that had the most lead are the ones that we used to eat off of. So I sent that to my parents.
Oh, but Marge, maybe I'm not getting enough estrogen.
It is McGaggy's birthday. I like the hanging plates on the wall.
All right, what's your third scene?
I guess that is my third scene because the other ones were the same scene. So we'll just call that.
Yeah. All right.
I got them separated.
All right, let's go on to
wrote 'em
quotes
at
then.
different times.
What's your first quote?
My first quote is Jonah. He's on the phone and he's describing to Dr. Marcia Fieldstone that his dad is outside talking to a new lady who he's on a date with. And she leans over and kisses him and he yells, "She's a hoe! My dad's been captured by a hoe!" And I lost it. What a freaking great line by a little kid.
Oh, man.
Fantastic. So, she's a hoe. My dad's been captured by a hoe is my line.
I didn't have him in the characters because there's just a lot of really good performances in this movie, but he did a really good job. Like
He really did.
He was like likable when he was supposed to be likable, and he was a little shit when he was supposed to be a little shit. And it was fantastic.
Like that fake smile. "Thank you very much for dinner. I've never seen potatoes cook like that." And then he smiled. All the teeth. Just fucking walked upstairs. It's
That
great.
was fantastic.
Such a great-
And then Hanks is like, "Yeah, we don't get a lot of potatoes here. We're rice men."
And then she starts laughing like a hyena again.
Yeah, that's good.
That was my first one.
There was a lot of really good lines in this movie, but I actually didn't capture that many quotes.
It was hard for me, actually.
Yeah, one of the ones that I've already talked about is, "Didn't you see Fatal Attraction?"
Yeah.
Just because I remember that from
Yeah.
when I was younger, and it cracked me up. And a lot of the Rob Reiner stuff I easily could have had in there. We already talked about it.
Right. I already said my second quote, too, where Jonah's like, "Talk to her, Dad. She's a doctor." And he's like, "Of what? Her first name could be Doctor." I still freaking say that all the time. Because there's a guy that I work with who asks us to call him Doctor and then his last name. But he is not actually a doctor. He's not a PhD. He's not an MD. He just asked us to call him Doctor.
Nice. Are you a real doctor, or are you a doctor like Dr. Pepper is a doctor?
Yes. Dude, for reals, I'm going to start using that. Maybe his first name is Doctor. I'm going to start using that around school because everybody hates that guy actually sent an email out that said, "Please call me Doctor."
They should hate that. What a D-bag.
Yeah, that's like the guy.
D stands for doctor.
There was a softball coach that got into it with Harper, and they all called him Doctor and his last name. And I was like, "Oh, what's he a doctor of?" Harper's like, "Well, he's not actually a doctor. He says he's a doctor of hitting." He said that in front of Kat, and I thought her eye was going to friggin' start twitching out of her face. She was like, "That's not a thing." I was like, "All right, calm down."
Yeah, I think I've said all my quotes as well. So you got anything else for quotes?
I do have one last quote.
All right.
It is when the guy who built the Titanic and Tom Hanks' real wife come and visit.
Yeah.
And they're sitting around and they start talking about Affair to Remember. And she starts crying when she's telling the story.
Yeah.
And then the two guys, he's like, well, I'm not looking for a mail order bride. I just want somebody to have a decent conversation with over dinner. It's not weepy tears and over some movie. And he's like, although I did cry at the end of The Dirty Dozen. And then the other guy's like, well, who didn't? He's like, Jim Brown was throwing these hand grenades down the air shafts at Richard Jekyll and Lee Marvin. And dude, they were going, and he was going, stop it. And they were going back and forth. And he busted his neck while he's parachuting down the Nazi lines. I really like that.
Yeah, dude, that was great. Victor Garber, by the way.
Yeah.
Victor Garber and Rita Wilson, who are his, like, I think sister and brother-in-law, maybe in the movie.
Yeah.
Dirty Dozen was phenomenal, and I definitely watched that when I was a kid because my dad showed it to me. But I did not see Blaffer to Rem in Black.
Also, right before that, he says, it was like I had seen her before. He's like, oh, like deja vu? Yes, it was a very French deja vu thing going on. That was back when I didn't realize what deja vu actually really was.
Right.
So I thought it was French, just going off of that. I didn't realize how much stuff that I took from movies and thought it was actual stuff.
Yeah.
Like my kids are starting to do that. Like Cece will say like something and I'm like, that's not true. Where'd you hear that? Oh, it was on that movie we watched. And I was like, oh yeah, it's a movie. You can't do it that way. So
you got to treat that like when grandma posts stuff on Facebook. Don't believe it at all.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, I said it last year. I thought avoid the clap was a baseball term for a long time because I saw A League of Their Own and I was a teenager. I was like, yeah, that must be some baseball term I'm not familiar with. And then I got to be an adult.
It's good that you're not familiar with it, by the way.
Like, no, it's funny. It's actually a joke that I didn't get until much, much later.
Much later. Yeah. Yeah. So those are my scenes.
Characters. My first character is Gabby Hoffman, who's Jonah's friend in the movie.
She kills
the little girl. Dude, she's so good. And I don't know. I mean, she's in Field of Dreams. She's in Uncle Buck. And I watched Uncle Buck a million times when I was a kid. And she is freaking, she's like kind of like sarcastic and hilarious. Well, I wasn't sure if it was like sarcastic or if she's just like always looks like she's in a bad mood, but she just cracks me up.
Yeah. My favorite part of her is the H and G.
Yeah.
She's hi and
letters.
Goodbye. Yeah.
Just says letters for everything.
The MFEO and like, where is she? Tell me now. NY. No way. That would be NW. Like just those are small throwaway lines that I really like. Like that kind of stuff makes the movie for me.
Yeah. I mean, those are really great, like little bits and pieces to throw in there. But man, having a kid now, the whole like the whatever 8-year-old or 9-year-old gets on a plane by himself and flies cross country.
Terrifying.
That was absolutely horrifying.
Yeah. When he reunites with Jonah, like at the top of the Empire State Building, and he's like hugging him and telling him like, where were you? I was scared and all that stuff. I was feeling, I don't know if it was the music from friggin' Mark Shaman coming in, but I was feeling it. I was like, oh man, that would be terrifying. I don't want any piece of that.
That extremely terrifying. Although I did wonder why Tom Hanks didn't just call the airline and say like, hey, an underage minor got on one of your planes. Don't let him get off in New York. Just have him hang out there until I get to the airport.
Right. Let him get off. I'll be there in a trench coat. I'll be the guy sticking my head around the corner.
Yeah, I'm on my way.
Across. Yeah. My first was Tom Hanks because I love Tom Hanks. I don't know what else we're supposed to say about him. He's fantastic.
Yeah, he's on my list as well. He's my favorite actor. Like I talked about when we did A League of Their Own. I mean, this is not Jimmy Dugan as far as like Tom Hanks parts, but he's great. Yeah.
If you said Sam Baldwin, though, would you have to think about it?
Yeah, I would have.
Yeah, me too. But if you said, hey, when he was in Sleepless in Seattle, I would go, oh yeah, that shit was really funny. I liked it.
Well, dude, the thing with Tom Hanks is that I don't have to like, I know there's performances like Jimmy Do, like some of the comedy stuff is like That Thing You Do, League of Their Own.
Yeah.
And then some of the dramatic stuff like Philadelphia, Saving Private Ryan. But just, there's never a Tom Hanks movie where I was like, man, he really didn't want to work in that one. Like sometimes you see like Jack Nicholson, you're like, was he bored? Did he just really need the extra money? Because it seemed like he was not all that interested in being good in that movie.
Right.
And I know he's able to be good, but Tom Hanks is always really good.
But that's my thing. Like, even if we pick the 5 worst Tom Hanks movies, I bet they're still pretty good.
Yeah, dude, absolutely.
I bet they're pretty good. So Tom Hanks is your second. Who's your third? Do you have a third?
Who's your second?
Well, my second's Meg Ryan.
Nice.
Because I really like. I know she was creepy and she was wearing the thing and she flew across the thing with the stuff.
I mean, that's not her fault.
Yeah, it's not. And but even something about like when they're in New York and he orders a bottle of Dom DeLuise and they're sitting there with the perfect shot of the window to see the building.
Yeah.
Like how she, I don't know, interacts with him, President Pullman, and like how they go back and forth with each other. I don't know. I really like the way she did it.
She's super likable, man. She's fantastic. My wife was asking me because we were talking about this. She was like, "What happened to Meg Ryan?" I was like, "I don't know. I think it was some combination of like they stopped making romantic comedies. She had a very public separation from Dennis Quaid. She was like running around with Russell Crowe, and then she got some really bad plastic surgery done. I think all three of those things happened like in a 5-year period, and that was like, I don't think. I mean, she could still work if she wanted to. I don't think she needs to. But man, she's so good. She was like for almost 20 years the queen of romantic comedies,
right?
With Julia Roberts,
right?
And you can see why, man. She's great.
Even as the creeper, she was super likable for me.
Totally.
Yeah.
She did not make my list, although I did mention in the bonus that she's just fantastic. But I had to put in Rob Reiner as my third.
Yeah, I had Rob Reiner, the kids, both of them, and then Victor Garber. All three were in my extra bonus people.
Nice. Dude, there's a lot of. I mean, I wanted to put Rosie O'Donnell in. I just ran out.
Yeah. I like Rosie.
I love an ensemble, and everyone was awesome in this one.
Yeah, agreed. Good stuff.
Writer, director, stuff. Nora Ephron.
Yeah.
Nora Ephron was brought on as one of the writers, then eventually, well, let me back up a minute. The initial story and script were from a writer named Jeff Arch.
Right.
He had a hard time getting it made because the studios couldn't figure out how to make a movie where the leads were really never on screen together. Again, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But eventually a producer got interested in it. The producer agreed to produce the movie, got TriStar to make it, and brought on some writers to rework the script and to make it funnier. Nora Ephron was one of those writers. The other one was David S. Ward, who won an Oscar in 1973 for the screenplay for The Sting.
The Sting, yeah.
And then when the original director dropped out or got fired, I don't remember this story, Nora Ephron moved into the director's seat as well as having been the writer.
Right.
So she's like a huge part of this movie.
It was weird for me too, because I think I maybe knew that she had written it, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
And when they were flashing names at the beginning, one of the executive producers of the movie was Delia Ephron. And I was like, who the hell?
Yeah.
Who is that? I was like, I know the name Ephron, but that's not the first name I remember. And then I started looking it up. That's her sister. And they've been working together for a bit.
Yeah, and they do a lot of stuff together.
I feel bad for her too. She's got the same leukemia that killed her sister in 20 that killed
Delia
Nora
does?
Ephron. That killed her
sucks.
in 2012. Right. But maybe she can beat it. I don't know. Is leukemia hard to beat?
I'm not the right person to ask because most of my dad's siblings died from leukemia.
That sucks.
Yeah.
So it's tough. But she co-wrote a bunch of her other Nora Ephron's other movies with her too, like Bewitched and You've Got Mail and Hanging Up and Michael and Mixed Nuts and stuff like that.
Yeah, the Nora Ephron's like filmography and other stuff she's written is pretty awesome. Like When Harry Met Sally, My Blue Heaven, You've Got Mail, Sleepless in Seattle, Julie and Julia, Bewitched. Like she's got some like Michael, like all the stuff you were saying. She's got some.
We
good
were
stuff
just
in there.
talking about My Blue Heaven the other day. I didn't realize she wrote that one. That's fantastic.
Yeah,
My Blue Heaven is. What year was that? 90?
I think it was 90.
God, we should do that one on the Patreon. That's
I think we already moved into 89 on the Patreon.
We did.
We're
We
gonna
did.
get some bonus Patreon episodes out now that it's summertime and Jeff's not in school. We're gonna bang out some bonus movies for Patreon.
My Blue Heaven. I just need to go back and watch that.
Yeah.
Arugula. It's a
Arugula.
vegetable.
But the original director, Nick Castle, who was he's best known for playing Michael Myers in the Halloween movies.
Holy crap! Really?
But he was also
Nice.
a director. Yeah, he was supposed to write and direct Hook in '91, which we did on the podcast. And then he got bumped from that so that Spielberg could do it. And then TriStar, the studio, reassigned him to Sleepless in Seattle as like a backup. Like, hey, here's your consolation prize. And then I think he was having troubles getting the film made. They were trying to figure out how to tell a story. Should it be funny? Should it be dramatic? And then eventually, like, he decided to exit. And then Nora Ephron takes over that job.
That's crazy. That's pretty awesome. I didn't realize that that was the same guy who plays
Michael
Michael
Myers.
Myers.
I know, it's pretty
That's
awesome.
I did read that the guy Arch that wrote it, he finished that script after going to a Tony Robbins seminar.
Yeah.
Which I think is great. I freaking
That's
love
fantastic.
I love Banana Hands. What movie was that?
That was Shallow Hal, right?
Shallow Hal. Your hands like a bunch of bananas. Oh, man.
He does look ginormous standing next to Jack Black.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bonus. Do you have any other writer-director stuff?
No, I did want to mention the other stuff that David S. Ward did, though. He directed Major League and Major League 2, and I love both of those movies.
Well done. Those are
He
great.
also wrote and directed The Program, which we're talking about doing also maybe.
Which is on our calendar later this year.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about Mark Shaman?
Go for it.
Yeah. So the guy, he wasn't originally slated to do the music for this. The guy who was originally slated to do the music, they offered him the actual, they gave him the script and they said the music. His name is John Barry. And they said like, here we go. We're going to have a musical supervisor on here. And he said, normally when I hear musical supervisor, I get up and get out of there because I know it's just going to be hell to work with. And it was a guy who runs Epic Music. And he said, fax me a list of the music you want. And he gave him 20 songs. And he says, I can't do this. You're going to want somebody else. So then he said a composer like Mark Shaman works really well within that kind of framework. And he loves that kind of stuff. And he kind of thinks of himself as a musical director and a composer. So let him do that. And he's pleased to work that way. So let him have it. So that guy, he gave it up, and that's how he got Mark Shaman. And dude, to hear the like wink and a smile, that's the Harry Connick Jr. song that it's freaking so catchy. Throughout the thing, like the score that's in there, it's parts of those songs like rethought, and it was really good. It fit really, really well.
The music's great. Mark Shaman is awesome. The score and the soundtrack are both. It's not like a list of my favorite songs personally, but every one I thought was perfect for the moment in the movie that it happened.
Right. No, absolutely. That's a great way to put that.
I also had some stuff that, like Nora Ephron is typically a director where she wants you to do the lines exactly as they're written in the script. Like that's kind of her style. It's super organized. But apparently she let the cast improvise more in this movie than I think is typical for her. And Tom Hanks and Victor Garber, builder of the Titanic, improvised the Dirty Dozen stuff that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, I could see that.
Which is fantastic. And then I think Hanks, before he took the part, had kind of said to Nora Ephron that he wasn't really happy with his character's material. Right. And so Nora Ephron said that like, hey, you can help us rewrite it. And so he worked with Nora and I think Delia to rewrite the part. And one of his complaints was that he thought that Sam was too wimpy because it was written by a woman. But the funny thing is that now 30 years later, it makes him look like a really advanced guy because he's not like, I'm super manly. All I do is punch stuff and I never cry. Like he actually gets to be, like he's a single dad and like he's kind of sweet and tender.
Sensitive.
Yeah, but I could see in 93, Hanks is like, this is bullshit. But it's like, dude, now you look really progressive. Right. Which is funny how things change.
Yeah, big time.
Other stuff that I had is, so when Meg Ryan is there, she's at dinner with Bill Pullman. It's Valentine's Day. She's looking at the Empire State Building. She's supposed to go meet Tom Hanks, maybe if he shows up. Right. And she just decides to break up with him. And he, by the way, kudos to him because he was way happier about being broken up with by his fiance than I have ever been being dumped by somebody.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like I strive to be able to talk to each other like that.
And and she's like, she gives the ring back and she's like, how you doing? And he should have been like, well, fucking terrible. I just got broken up with on Valentine's Day by my fiance after I spent a bunch of money. And he was like,
bottle of Dom DeLuise.
Dude, he's like, and he just smiles at her. He goes, I'm doing great. I was like, great. I feel like great might be a stretch.
Yeah, but
anyway.
But isn't that how many girls want a guy that's like that?
Everybody I know is married now. But
you want to be able to have somebody that'll fight a little bit for you.
I mean, I don't have a strong feeling about that one way or the other, but I was like, man, he took that really well.
Yeah,
he was totally happy about her leaving him alone with his bottle of Dom DeLuise and his grandmother's ring. But when she leaves the building, did you see where she walked out onto the street in New York?
I didn't. Where?
30 Rockefeller Plaza.
Nice. Nice.
which is where they filmed the Tracy Jordan A Bill of Fare to Men in Black.
And that's where I remember seeing that girl who worked in the Ruhr. She was also at that place.
She exited 30 Rock, which at that point in time was not owned by NBC Universal, although it is now, and it's where like Saturday Night Live and whatever the freaking
yeah, all that stuff.
What's the all the late night shows that the
By the way,
SNL
and they
guys
stayed
do.
at the plaza.
Yeah.
And as soon as they showed the outside of the plaza, Cece was like, "That's from Home Alone 2."
That's from Home Alone 2.
Good Lord, how the hell? She's like an elephant. Yeah, the only other good thing that I had is there's a line that the kid delivers. He had a dream or a nightmare that the houseboat was sinking, and Tom Hanks comes in to comfort him while he's like freaking out. And they start talking about the mom, and he says, "I'm starting to forget her." And I don't know why that shit hit me hard. I was like, "Oh, damn it. That is
man,
brutal."
that was absolutely brutal.
That's a great line.
God. And then he started telling him stories. Oh my God, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
All I got to say is if someone has to die, I hope it's me, because I don't want to do what Tom Hanks was doing in this movie.
Yeah, please. What I'm going to tell you right now is don't watch My Life with Michael Keaton, because Niagara Falls, Frankie boy.
Yeah.
It's bad news. I will tell you though that the guy who like cleared his throat when they were, like staring at each other on the top of the building, the guy who was working working the elevator, cleared his throat to tell him, "Hey, come on, we already closed and we let you up here because your son was lost."
Right.
That guy was an African-American guy, and he was number 6 for the whole movie that I saw. I thought we could have done better, like a little bit better than that.
Yeah.
Because every black person was a working person. Like they were a worker.
The Nora
like the
Ephron
major
late 80s, early 90s rom-coms were not necessarily known for their diversity.
No, they weren't.
You have any other good?
No, that's all the good I got.
The only other thing I had was that I have not mentioned yet, which is Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan's. There's an hour and 6 minutes before they're on screen together. That's when she gets off the plane in Seattle and he just sees her in the airport. They don't talk. He just sees her.
The serendipitousness of the whole thing.
Yeah. And then like 15 minutes after that, she flies to Seattle wearing a trench coat to stalk him. They say hello. She's across the street from him and like traffic's like whipping by. That's
Right.
it. She says hello. He says hello. And then they don't ever actually have a conversation until the final scene of the movie.
Right.
And
even then, it's not a real conversation.
No. He just says like, "It's you." And she goes, "It's you." And then they hold hands and they walk off and they go down the elevator.
So you want to make Sleepless in Seattle 2, where it just didn't work out.
How could it possibly have worked out? It's not really worse because the movie completely works with them not talking. It's just kind of strange because I kept looking at it. Because honestly, I couldn't remember. I was like, do they not interact at all in this movie? I was like, no, they don't. They really don't. No, they don't. They don't need to.
It's 2 separate movies, one starring Meg Ryan, one starring Tom Hanks, and you have to watch them a special way.
Yeah, it's like sliding doors where there's like blonde Gwyneth Paltrow doing one movie and then brunette Gwyneth Paltrow doing the other movie.
That was a good movie.
That was a really good movie. But yeah, there's nothing really worse here other than the cyber stalking and the actual stalking.
So are we talking about worst? Is that what you said? Because I don't have anything.
Yeah.
For worst scenes or characters, but I do have worst effects. The soundstage that was supposed to be the top of the Empire State Building was killing me. I don't know why.
That was very clearly not the top of the Empire
blatant.
State Building.
Right.
What about the final like kind of helicopter shot of the Empire State Building where they go around it that was clearly 1993 CGI?
I did have some old tech alert though. If you
I'm
since
sure
it's
you
1993. Do you want me to list those?
Yeah.
Are we ready for that?
Yeah.
Okay, the old corded phones. We already talked about that. At one point, he's playing Game Boy while she's his little friends talking to her.
Yeah, I saw that.
And they're going back and forth. Meg Ryan drives the Pontiac Sunfire. I really like those.
Yeah.
When they're at the restaurant and he's on the date with the hyena, and the guy comes over and he's like, "There's a phone call for you, sir." The fact that you'd have to call a restaurant and then he gets on the phone and it's the kid saying some stuff about going to visit.
Dude, it's just like I can imagine what your kids would do if they wanted to talk to you while you're out to dinner. They call the restaurant and you go over and they go, "Dad, I really think we should do, if we book right now, we get a special rate." And he's like, "Is this the only purpose for this call?"
Are you bleeding? Did your leg fall off? The next thing I had was at the airport, he got to walk her to the actual gate.
Yeah.
Like without buying a ticket. That was That was nice.
Sauntered up like he was a regular person, right to where people get on the airplane.
Right. And he was there right as the people got off.
Yeah.
She had to use a map instead of GPS when she was driving around in her rented Plymouth Acclaim. It was a maroon Plymouth Acclaim.
Yes, it was.
It was very nice. We already talked about the orange letters on the black screen for the news service thing that she searched his name.
Yeah.
And do you remember the name of the detective agency that she chose?
No.
It's the AAA detective agency.
Oh, yes, I remember that now.
So why is it AAA? You remember why everybody used to do that?
So you'd be first in the phone book?
First in like you want to look up detective services in the yellow pages, it'll be one of the first ones. Right. I was trying to figure out like what would be the equivalent to that now. Like if we cared more about doing stuff for the website or for the podcast, we would do some sort of, should we name our thing like AAA Movie Life Crisis?
No, I think now the
just like
equivalent
SEO
is having a website name that's really easy to remember. It's short and it's easy to spell, which we already have, movielifecrisis.com, by the way.
Shameless plug. So like I know like what's SEO, like that, the whole like search engine
optimization. I think that's more about the metadata that like Google scrapes that says like if someone goes, hey, who is the old guy in the elevator in Sleepless in Seattle, that our website comes up like 5th on the list of those search results.
Right.
Because we post the transcript and we're talking about that. And like Google goes and scrapes that. And then that's like, I don't know, dude, SEO is expensive and we don't know about it, but I'm spitballing there.
I'm glad I knew what SEO actually stood for and that we could talk about it.
Yes, I'm sure that's exactly how that works.
AAA Movie Life Crisis.
5 questions. Is it okay for kids?
One more thing. I just saw it at the very bottom. Very sorry. Political correctness. Rosie O'Donnell said, he could be a crackhead, a transvestite, a flasher, a junkie, a chainsaw murderer, or somebody really sick like my Rick. When you put crackhead, flasher, junkie, chainsaw murderer mixed together with a transvestite, that's pretty weird in 2023.
It totally is, especially when it comes from the mouth of Rosie O'Donnell.
She wears underwear with dick holes in the front. Oh, we getting canceled. All right, so...
Is it okay for kids? Yeah, it's PG.
Yeah, I was going to say it's PG. Both my kids watched it with me.
But they didn't watch Fatal Attraction, though, right?
They did not see that. I wouldn't let them see that. Well, it scared the hell out of all of us.
It scared the hell out of all of us. Scared the hell out of every man in America. Would this movie get made if it were pitched now? Honestly, I don't know. Yeah, I think you'd have to change pretty significant chunks of it. I'm sure if Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan want to make romantic comedy, everyone's lining up to throw money at them.
I would go see it.
I absolutely would. I went and saw the freaking Julia Roberts and George Clooney romantic comedy that came out. I was like, ooh, rom-com. I'm going to that.
Was it good?
Yeah, sure. Why not? It's fine.
What if they made Sleepless in Seattle 2 with wildebeest Meg Ryan's face and the old Tom Hanks? You watch that?
Yeah, of course I am.
Yeah. I wonder what Jonah looks like now.
He is no longer an actor. I think he is a car salesman.
Nice.
Former actor and automobile salesperson.
Nice.
Man, he's got a pretty impressive filmography for just going like, F this, I'm going to sell cars. Anyway, we're an hour and 20 in. We got to move this thing along.
Right. We're going to cut all this out. This will all be cut out.
Yeah, but by we, I have to fucking do that. Like
you, I know. Yeah, let's go.
Movie or TV show? I don't know, movie?
It's got to be a movie. Can't be a TV show. Can't be a movie.
Can we recast this? I just don't know who to put in romantic comedies anymore.
I don't know any people that are Tom Hanks's age during this that I would put in there.
I don't think there's a Tom Hanks right now. I would like pitch Andy Samberg. He's not.
Probably do it.
He's not Tom Hanks, but I think he's about as good as we got.
How old is Andy Samberg? Is he 36?
I don't know.
That's how I always do it.
Yeah, but that's not how I do it. I'm just saying.
He's 44. He's too old.
All right, too old.
Too old.
Can you still watch and enjoy this movie in 2023?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you gave it a 9 out of 10. I thoroughly enjoyed it. If I could watch it again and not have to think about how am I going to talk about this afterwards on the podcast, I would enjoy it a lot more because it's very good. Everyone's great. It's funny.
Agreed.
Music's great. Good stuff's happening.
How'd you watch it? Was it on Netflix?
Yeah, it was on Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix. You can always rent it on the iTunes, Amazon Video, and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can pay money for it. It's actually on Netflix, which is where I watched it. Totally worth a watch. And I think that's it for us. Next episode, Jurassic Park.
Can't wait.
I gotta watch this like in the next 2 days because I want to have a lot of time to do research because the stuff that happened is with the CGI of this movie and like the Spielberg direction stuff. I really want to make sure I do a good job of that because it's incredible the stuff that he did in this movie.
Yeah, agreed. Plus, June 1st is Dinosaur Day and National Animal Rights Day and World Environment Day.
Yeah, it's
Just
important.
saying. Jurassic Park, that's going to be awesome. Can't wait to do that one. Anything else?
No.
Make sure you listen to AAA Movie Life Crisis.
AAA Movie Life Crisis, #1 on the charts, #1 in your hearts. You can come talk to us on Discord. You can listen to bonus content or support the arts on Patreon. And we'll see you back here in 2 weeks. Via con Dios.
Via con Dios. NY.
Welcome to Movie Life Crisis. Join us as we watch the best movies from 30 years ago.